How many sisters and brothers did you have?
Oh, I had my sister Beatrice and Ruth, my brother John, and Bill, and then I had another brother Ernest who passed away, and a brother Joe who had passed away.
And what did they pass away of?
Well, one had diphtheria and one was run over by a truck.
Oh, wow. Of the sisters, who was the most beautiful?
Me.
What is your fondest childhood memory?
My fondest childhood memory? Well, it was one time we were very, very poor, and I hardly ever had any Christmases because we were too poor. So you really didn't expect Santa Claus. Santa Claus had so many other children too, you know. But anyway, the fondest memory was that my mother's sister's daughter gave me a doll. And that was one of my fondest memories that I can remember. Another one was going to my aunt's house and getting ribbons for my hair. Yeah. Every Saturday I'd go there. She'd get ribbons, I don't know where, but used to have all curls. My mother used to put them around her finger, and I'd have this
Christmas trees and stuff like that?
No Christmas trees.
What did you do at Christmas Day?
Nothing, just another day.
You mean you had no Christmas tree, no ornaments, nothing?
Nothing that I can recall. No.
You had to work quite a bit when you were young, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I went to work when I was probably 14. Right.
Did you graduate high school?
No, I never got to high school. We were too poor. Couldn't go to high school. But I was the only one that didn't go to high school. Everyone finished high school. But I didn't because I had to go out and help support the family.
You were the oldest?
I was the oldest girl. But still, my brother, he worked at the CCC, I think it was some kind of a thing that run by the government that helped.
That was during the Depression, right?
During the Depression, right.
What kind of jobs did you have, Ina?
Well, they were all housework, and I wasn't trained for anything else.
How much did you get paid for it?
Well, I used to go, I would think I would walk about good 2 miles, maybe. At least 2 miles to work and home. And I got $5 a week.
What did you have to do for the $5?
$5 a week I had to clean all upstairs and all downstairs and do the laundry. Do everything, do the dishes, everything.
You mean you cleaned somebody's house every day?
Every day.
I mean the same person's house?
Every day. That was one of my jobs, to do that. But you had to do it because you had to help your parents. You had to help feed the other kids, you see. And it wasn't any chore because you did it. You did it because it was expected of you. You weren't told to do it, you did it. You did it because you had to do it. So with that $5, I would give $3 was a lot of money, you see. $3 was a lot of money. And I would keep 2. And $1 I would save 1 week. Shoes. And they were $1.98. But by the time 2 weeks went around again, so you had to save again $1 a week, and then the next week you got another pair of shoes. You see? So
what happened to John Kitchen? Was he still around then, or?
John was only a young boy.
I mean your father.
My father, he was, I don't know, I guess he worked for the WPA, that was a government thing. But they didn't pay very much. They didn't pay very much.
How old were you when he passed away?
How old was I? No, I was pretty old. I was out here in California.
Oh.
He was about 80 some odd years old.
Oh, really?
My mom was about 68, I think. Yeah.
How old were you when you met Fred?
Fred, I was probably around, 19 or 20,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
And where did you meet him?
Down the river, swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Used to love my mother's French fries. You know, used to go up and get a bag of French fries and bring them down. My mother used to love to do that. And it wasn't expensive because potatoes are so cheap. A couple of pennies a pound, you know.
Uh-huh.
She fed all the kids. I'd come up and get a big bag of French fries like that, and the guys would go crazy, and the girls,
Mm-hmm.
because we'd be so hungry from swimming all day. That was a big treat for us.
Mm-hmm.
So one day Fred took myself and another girl, to Al Dippy's. That's way out in the country, for a treat for a hot dog. At Al Dippy's, that was a famous place to have hot dogs. And I jumped into the seat next to him, because I kind of liked him. Plus he had a car, see. We never had a car. We never had a telephone. So he had a car, so I liked that. And then I put my hooks on him. I won him.
How long were you married before you had Ginger? Did you have her right away?
Well, I got married in November.
Well, I mean, I don't need to know if it's 9.
Well, that doesn't matter, but I was married in, I think it was November 21st, yeah.
When did Fred ask you to,
I can't remember what year. I was 21 years old. I think I was 21. And
how did he ask you to marry him?
I had a fight with him. I saw him with some girl one night, and I said, "You go ahead and go with her. I don't care. Just go with her." But next day he asked me to marry him, and I did. I did. I had a big fight with him. I don't want you anymore.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then how long before you had Ginger next year?
I had her about 11 months later. Right away.
Who was she named after?
She was named after Fred's mother and my mother, Ann Elizabeth. His mother's name was Annie, but I liked Ann.
How did she get the name Ginger?
Fred's father, he just thought she was a little ginger, and so he named her Ginger. Just got that name that way.
how many brothers and sisters did Fred have?
Fred had Happy, one brother, and 2 sisters. Yeah.
Did you like them?
I'm not going to go into that because Marion, she was too hoity-toity, plus I don't want to go into her life, which wasn't a very good life. Marion didn't take care of her children, and so I didn't really like her.
That's Fred's
I mean,
sister, not me.
And, Marion was the one that didn't have a good life. I didn't like her style. And Anna was the one that didn't take care of her children, so I didn't really like her.
Mm-hmm.
She neglected her children. Yeah.
What was Ginger's claim to fame as a child?
Her claim to fame? Well, I don't know what her claim to fame was. I think it was maybe going to the movies, what she liked to do every Wednesday night with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
They'd go and collect a dish for my mother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did she take piano lessons or dance lessons?
Yeah, she took piano lessons. She was in a piano recital. She liked the piano. She played piano. Yeah. And
did she show off like Billy and Sherry?
No,
Pat?
no. She was very demure. You know, she didn't do that. Now, Pat was the painter. Pat. He was the painter.
And the firebug?
And also the firebug, yeah. But Pat was really an artist painting. He used to paint cars, Cadillacs, take them on vacations up to Cranberry Lake. And when I come up the hill one morning and saw all these houses painted red, there were white houses with red stripes, I knew my cat bit into the paint again. Yeah. So wonder we weren't thrown out of Cranberry Lake, I don't know.
Did he get caught?
No, we never got caught, and I never let on it was my kid that did it. No way. That would have been a big job to paint all those houses. As it was, I had to go down, you know, and the president of the bank came and said that he painted his car, his Cadillac,
What color did he paint it?
green. And I had to run down the street and get kerosene and wipe off his Cadillac. And then, while I'm doing that, his secretary comes out and said, you better come and do mine too, because he got mine too. So as I say, he was a marvelous painter, but
What
he
else
never
did he
took
paint?
that up in his lifetime.
What else did he paint? Didn't he paint in the church?
Oh, yeah, he got expelled. They didn't want him anymore. He painted the Blessed Mother. Yeah, painted the Blessed Mother.
Why do you think he did that kind of stuff?
I have no idea. Maybe he wanted to be a painter, an artist. But he sure didn't turn out to be an artist.
What about this? He set the closet on fire, didn't he?
More than once. More than once he said that. Yeah.
But then he told Ginger to throw him out the window, right?
No, to this day he claims that Ginger pushed him out the window. But I don't know about that. But he was down there crying and knocking on the door. I ran down and I didn't know what to expect. Fine.
You whipped him too, though, didn't you?
I don't think I whipped him, no. No, I was too scared.
Tell us the story about when all that soap came down the stairs, you know.
Oh, you want me to tell the story of Pat and Ginger
Yeah.
and Billy?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I had the 3 little children, see. So I was kept, and I had to do my work and my housework in the evening, you see. So like, you know, because Pat was such a firebug, I mean, I tried to do it in the daytime. One day I was upstairs, Pat, yes, Mommy, he'd say, yes, Mommy. I'd go back and put another thing in, and the stairs again, Pat, yes, Mommy. Well, by the time I got finished putting all the clothes in the washing machine, there was a fire under the dining room table. I didn't know what was going to do with that kid. He was, I tell you, he was a firebug.
Didn't they pull all the soap and everything out
And
of
so
the
then, as I said, I had to do, then I said, well, I can't trust these kids, you know, to even do anything during the day, just take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do my work at night. Then by the time I got to bed, I was exhausted, so I'd be in a sound sleep. And meet the people the next day, say, you have a party last night? No, why? Oh, we saw all your lights lit 4 o'clock in the morning all over the whole house. Well, I didn't know this because I was too exhausted. I was fast asleep. I didn't even hear these kids. I woke up one morning, and I used to yell at them like a fishwife. And that father would say, will you quit yelling at these kids? Will you quit yelling at these kids? I said, God, don't you realize what they're doing? He didn't realize what they were doing because he was off. He was at the work. He was working. They were driving me nuts. How'd he yell? Anyway, I woke up this morning. It was fairly new, very fairly new. All red carpeting coming up the stairs and a red runner going through the hallway. Red carpeting in the living room, you know, carried right through upstairs. Dining room, a nice blue rug. And I got out of bed and I saw all these footprints of white and everything all over the floor. I went in the bathroom and it's this deep with water. Oh my God, what is this? I went downstairs. It's all tracked downstairs. These kids were so busy all night long. I guess they started at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. It's all over the living room. Soap powder, sugar, flour, everything. Then I got in the kitchen. I looked up, and there's the water coming out of the light fixture all over the kitchen. The kitchen's that thick with water. It's going on all night. After they got tired, they went back to bed. They were all sleeping. They were sleeping. Oh my God. This, what a mess. You can't believe what a mess this was. So, well, very calm. I didn't say a word. Not one word. Fred got up, he said, "Holy God, what's happened?" I said, "Your dear little children, they were busy during the night." Oh God. He went downstairs, he said, "Oh." I said, "Did you see the light there?" Oh. Says, "I will need a new ceiling." Yeah. He said, "Don't think that I'm going to clean it up." I said, "Because I am not going to clean it up. So you better just get somebody in here to do it, because I am not going to do it. And I am not going to scream at the dear little children. I am not." So, then my friend used to come every morning, Isabel, and she'd come in and she said, "Oh my God, what hit this house?" I said, "The dear, they were busy." "Well, come on," she said, "I'll help you. We'll put a cup of water on for tea." I said, "No, I'm not having it." She said, "I'll help you, I'll help you." I said, "No, just don't," very calm, "just don't do anything." I said, "Take care of it." So I didn't do one thing. Come home at night, it's still there. So I guess I better get somebody in to do this. So I guess you better, because I'm not going to do it. He got somebody in, cleaned the whole house, put a new seal in the kitchen. Life went on.
He was as big a troublemaker as the rest of them, huh?
The three of them, the Ginger and Pat and Billy, they all did it. They all did it. Kids, but, oh God. It's a wonder I kept my sanity, to tell you the truth.
To you now is because they were so bad to you then?
I don't suppose so, because those little things... I brought Billy home from the hospital. He was only 2 weeks old, and I fed him, breastfed him at 2 o'clock. He woke up every morning.
You stopped that when he was 7, right?
I stopped it, yeah, when he was pretty 7 or 8.
But he's still doing it.
And, yeah. Anyway, woke up this morning, baby's crying. I jump up, and I think that he's hungry. But he's 2 weeks old and he's sitting straight up in the crib. Oh my God. 2-week-old baby, you know, with his back, the head right up, sitting up just like this. And he's screaming. So I fed him, started feeding him, and quieted him down, and all of a sudden I hear, crash, crash. Oh God, what's this? Put the baby back in the crib, run to see what happened to the other 2 kids. We had a shiffer rope, I had a shiffer rope, the drawers like that, and they were just climbing up in the drawers, so they just knocked it over on top of themselves. Yeah, it was great. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. But I survived. Survived, I tell you, I survived. Yeah.
Fred had his own bar, right?
Yeah, he did.
What was it called?
666 Club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it a swing and hangout or what?
No, it was the man's bar.
Mm-hmm.
Bar in the back was for the ladies. So, I used to walk to the butcher shop. It was right across the street from him, you know, side door. and I see all the have a carriage trade in the afternoon. All the mothers bring their children. Mothers have and they'd have pretzels all over the place. I looked inside, I saw them all. And I said, why can't I bring the children to have fun? No, I don't want anybody, no, I don't want you, they have no business being here. I just have to be nice to them because it's my business, but I don't want you in the bar. So I was bad, but I couldn't go.
Well, that was in Brooklyn, wasn't it?
That was Staten
Oh,
Island.
Staten Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you like Staten Island?
Yeah, I like it. But it's just an old-fashioned old town. Everybody knows everybody's business. And I wanted to move to California, so I moved to California.
Well, this was after Fred had died, right?
Yeah, right.
You decided to go for the California dream.
Yeah, right.
So where was the first place you moved when you came out here?
Lawndale? No, I moved to Ocean Park.
Yeah.
Ocean Park. Had an apartment there. $85 a month. It was great. And then I bought this house in Lawndale.
How'd you meet Toto?
I met him down. It was the bar we used to go to, and we'd play rummy. You know, the whole gang. There was a whole clique. John and Ruth Costello and Joe and Dorothy and all. I met all of them. And Toto and I just got thrown together. He was a bachelor. He was 31, I was 36. And
Was it love at first sight?
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. Anyway,
Where'd you guys get married?
Yuma, Arizona.
You made a good choice there, kiddo.
Yeah,
He was a good man.
yeah. He was a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Good father. Wonderful father to my kids.
What do you think Tote would say today if he saw all his children and all his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren? I bet his buttons would be popping.
They sure would be. If he could see them today, he'd be so proud. He'd be as proud as I am.
Yeah.
He would be very, very happy man. Yeah. He was a wonderful father to his children. He never called them his stepchildren. Always my kids. Always my son or my daughter.
Yeah.
Any problems came up, he always handled it very nicely. So one day Billy decided he's going to quit high school. So and I used to argue a lot, but not just arguments that would never, you know, like regular, we argued. But we loved each other very dearly. But he never spoke to me really rough. This one day I told him that Billy came home and told me that he wanted to quit high school, losing her. And I said, so he said, well, I'll have a talk with him. So we got a hold of Billy, and now he said, before we start this, he said to me, now you, Ina, keep your mouth shut. I don't want to hear one word from you. I said, well, this must be pretty serious, you know, because he didn't talk to me like that. It's okay, Billy. I can tell you right now, you're not going to quit high school. You're not. You're going to go to school, because Billy was always high in his grades, but he went way down. He didn't want to bother. He didn't want to, you know, he just was dreaming. He didn't want to do anything. Toto told him, you're going back to high school, and you're going to finish high school, and you're going to be on the honor roll, and I'm going to be sitting in the grandstand crying. And sure enough, Billy went back, settled down, was on the honor roll, and Toto was up there crying. He was a great guy.
Then you had Charmaine.
Oh yeah, he loved that. That was great.
Tell us how Charmaine was conceived. Well, they had a special story about that. Did
Well,
you?
I'll tell you. He was in the service. He was overseas for 42 months in the Army. And he always dreamt of having a child, getting married and having a child. He always dreamt. He wanted a good woman. He didn't want a bad woman. He thought he wanted a nice woman. He didn't care how old. And he wanted a child. But he always dreamt of conceiving the child by the water, because he loved the water. So after we were married about 3 months, he said, let's go Castle Rock down in Malibu, I guess. And she was conceived there. But that was his dream that came true, because she was conceived that night.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought that was a very pretty love story, really, because this is what his dream was while he was in a hospital over there.
So how did he act when you were in labor? Was he scared? Was he acting silly or nervous or what?
He was nervous, but Ginger and he took me to the hospital, and they were sending him home. They told him to go home because I wasn't ready to keep me there. And I kept insisting I was ready to deliver her. And they said, well, we'll call you. Go on home. And they no sooner got in the house, the phone rang, they said, come back. She's in the delivery room. Because after they left, I said to the nurse, I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm having a breech birth. And I said, I've already had a couple of kids, and I know what pain I'm going through. So they rushed me into delivery room, and just before they got back, she was born. Thank God they didn't send me home with them.
How did you and Toto choose Charmaine's name?
How did I choose her name? From a movie I'd seen when I was a young girl. Lovely name, I thought, all my life. I thought it was a beautiful name. Charmaine Louise. I liked it, but she didn't like the name Charmaine because the kids used to kid her about Charmaine. And then she wanted Sherry. But as she got older, then she liked Charmaine, which I think is a very beautiful name. Now she thinks so too.
Oh yeah, it is very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, was Sherry as much a troublemaker as her brothers and sisters?
No,
She was an angel?
I wouldn't say she was an angel, but she wasn't like her brothers and sisters. She was spoiled by all the kids. I couldn't slap her, I couldn't do anything. So they put their arms around her and hug her and kiss her if I did. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite memories of Sherry as a child?
Well, I have quite a few good memories that I kept. A lot of them. A lot of them.
Tell the story about how you had to pay off the nuns to get her graduated from high school.
I didn't have to pay them off. I had them for dinner or something.
You bought them some wine, didn't you?
I don't know. I know I had them over for lunch or something. Yeah. 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 But that was strict school.
Yeah,
They had to wear their dresses down to below their knee. Well, she did when she left, the uniform. But when before she got to school, she had hiked it up that it was above her knees. She got so many demerits. I don't know how many demerits that kid got. A lot of demerits. But you should see the way they dress now going to school. The dresses are practically up to their thighs. Yeah, and her girlfriend had blonde hair, real platinum hair, Janet. And she got so many demerits for dyeing her hair, the kid's hair was natural. Yeah. And the mother would say, her hair is natural, she's not dyeing it. More demerits for Janet. Yeah. Today I think they go with purple hair to the school. Who cares? Yeah.
So now one of your most favorite pastimes is playing bingo.
Oh no, I wouldn't think of playing bingo. No, no, no. That's gambling. Did you know that?
Oh, well.
Yeah, I like to go to Vegas because it's very restful.
You get a lot of sleep when you go, don't you?
Oh, I sleep the whole time I'm there.
And you probably get 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
I sleep about 8 hours there.
Mhm.
Very restful place.
Mhm. How'd you do your last trip out there?
Oh, my last trip we had a nice time.
Mhm.
Last time I won $300 jackpot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can't see too much.
So are you happy with your life now, Ina?
Oh, I'm the happiest woman alive. Yeah.
You got this important job of cleaning my house.
Oh, I come to this makes me not bored.
Uh-huh.
I come to your house in the morning
And there's always a mess.
and I clean it up and go home and rest. By coming here, by coming here in the mornings, it passes the time of the day for me, you see. Otherwise, my life would be boring not to be able to do anything. I'd still be working if it wasn't for that gunman.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of energy I have to expend, you know.
Because you worked in a liquor store one time and were robbed, right?
Yeah, a couple of times.
By gunpoint.
Yeah. Robbed at gunpoint. I got fed up with that. Said, no, I'm not going to do that because forget it. You know, fourth time is not a charm. No.
How many grandchildren do you have, Ina? Name them all.
Well, I have, we'll start with Mike and Pat and Tim.
Any of them married?
Yeah, they're all married. Mike has 2 children, so that makes me a grandmother of Drew and Joey.
Great-grandmother.
Great-grandma of Drew and Joey.
What's his wife's name?
And his wife's name is Julie, a lovely girl. Lovely. They make a perfect couple. So now we got to wait for how many grandchildren? So there's 3 grandchildren. Then I have Kathy and Janelle. That's 5. Then we have Julie and Brian. That's 7. And Corey and Ari is 9. 9 grandchildren. Then I have Wendy is a great-grandchild, and Drew and Joey, who's 3 great-grandchildren. Yeah. So I'm pretty lucky gal, and a pretty happy girl, happy woman. Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to this Christmas because we're
Yeah.
having Charmaine and her family here.
Oh yes, Charmaine and Bobby and the 2 kids will be down Christmas time, and we're looking forward to that very much. We're all excited about that.
We're having our
The
Christmas.
Marion's having a Christmas party December the 17th, and we're all excited about that. That's a big time in our lives.
It'll be real nice because Sandy and Billy.
Oh yeah, Sandy and Billy will be here, and Julie and Wendy and Brian, and all the kids from, you know, Mission Viejo, Kim and Tim and Mike and Julie, and they'll all be here. So, you know, and Janelle and you, and it's a happy time for us.
And your
And
new grandson-in-law, Maury.
Oh yeah, Maury, that's right. Maury's a great guy. He and I get along very well in Las Vegas, right? Right, Maury? Right. You and Grandma play the slots. Play blackjack. Yeah.
That's when you're not sleeping.
Yeah, well, that was just a lie. So I don't sleep hardly at all. No. I like Vegas. I like my life. I like my life.
Well, I think
what makes my life is that I have such wonderful children and grandchildren that love me, and I love them dearly, and so love is what counts.
So why
And
is
if you have love, and as long as I have love, and as long as I have enough money to go to bingo in Las Vegas, then I have all I want in my whole life. As long as I have all my children that love me,
Yeah, that's great.
and I love them, what more could I want?
Well, for your 4 children, what are words of wisdom that you give them?
I tell them to go and enjoy every minute of their life. Go and just be happy and have a good attitude in life, you know, about life. And if there's something comes up that's not just right, there'll be something there that's better, you see. Because if something isn't there that isn't right, God knows, and I'm speaking because I'm not merely a religious woman, but I have religious feelings, that, like, it's something that it's not good. There's something better there, you know. It's bad there, bad vibes, it's good vibes there. And I think this has been my way, because I have a very good attitude
Oh, yeah.
on life, you know. I'm not an unhappy person. As long as my car runs, if my car didn't run, I would be so unhappy. But as long as I have a car, as long as I have money to go to bingo, and every once in a while go to Vegas, then that's all I want out of life, and my children. You know, what more do I want?
Which order does that come in?
Well, the order comes this way. I'm gonna have to think about it. Now, you put me on a spot because naturally all my life has been my children.
Uh-huh.
But I love Vegas, and I do love my bingo. I do.
And we love
Yes.
you.
And yet I know you all love me. So that's what I say. You know, with all the love,
Right.
I'm a very lucky woman.
We're a very fortunate family.
Yeah, we are a very fortunate family because we help one another.
Uh-huh.
You know, one is in trouble, boy, we're right there.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, no
Well-
good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy this tape because Kathy worked hard and Marion worked hard too to put it together.
And it
And it meant so much to us to be able to do this today. Merry
Okay.
Hey, that's me. Merry Christmas to all, and I love you all. You're all so wonderful.